All right, Kyle. I have a hot take episode.
Let's go.
I think your brand doesn't mean shit, except in the context of your reputation locally in your community. Let's fucking talk about brand. Because do you want me to just start into a rant and be like an asshole
Yeah, let's
on a
rant
rant?
and then we'll dissect. I'll
All
get the
right.
scalpel. You start your tirade. Go.
Okay, good. Thank you. So here's the thought process that stemmed from a very brief conversation that we were having just a second ago is people overestimate the power of their brand. So we work with a lot of franchises. I think some great franchises with very what you would consider strong brands. I don't think brand means jack shit in terms of the local performance in your local market until you get to the point to where your reputation locally is so powerful that it starts to drive things in the community. So, this isn't a referendum against joining a fitness franchise. That would be stupid for us to do, given that we work with so many of them. But back in the day, I used to spend my spare time, like I think most normal humans do, reading franchise disclosure documents. So reading
Yeah.
FDDs, right? Everyone does that. That's a normal thing. I'm not weird. Trying to like be a student of the game, right, in our industry. So for those of you that don't know, like if you're an independent gym owner, it's like you can go find these are called franchise disclosure documents, and they basically disclose a bunch of financial stuff and different things about different business models and so on and so forth. And so I still remember, gosh, this was a long time ago, but I looked up Orange Theory's FDDs and Orange Theory. I don't know if they still are today, but certainly at the time, they were the biggest thing, right? They were the biggest fitness brand, like training brand in our space, in our industry. And I would argue they had the most powerful brand in the industry. Do you have any idea what Orange Theories were forced to spend on their paid marketing before they opened their doors? This is just pre-sale. Do you remember me telling you this story ages ago?
I do, and I know it's north of tens, if I remember correctly, north of tens of thousands in a month.
If I
Remind me.
remember right, it was like 50 grand. So Orange Theories, the most powerful brand in fitness, certainly at the time, and this is years ago, by the way. So like, you think about this in the context of probably at least 8 years ago that they were forced to spend this. They were forced to spend $50,000 before they open their doors. That's not after they're open and they've got to spend a percentage of revenue on marketing, because that's what all these franchises have their franchisees, right? The individual locations do. This was $50,000 before you open the doors. If I'm an independent gym owner, I say, well, our brand should just attract clients. Like our brand should be more powerful. I want our brand to be this, that, and the other. Dude, if the biggest brand in fitness is having to spend $50,000 before they open the doors to get clients in the door to the biggest brand in fitness, what do you think you might have to do? You think your brand's going to be powerful enough to get a bunch of people in? Like, no, your brand doesn't mean shit until you get to the point to where, like we've seen with some of our more successful clients now. Like I think Power Strength, I think Mark Innes has a reputation locally of, Power Strength has been around in this community for ages. We know there's lots of locations. We see them at the games. Like they've got a local reputation and brand that is so powerful that yes, when people see Power Strength's ads, and like Mark still has to freaking advertise, right? Even though he's one of the most successful independent gym owners that I know of on planet Earth, right? I don't even know how many locations he has now. I should know that, but it was like 5 at
seven.
least 6, 7. I don't know, but these are like big locations. Like he's wildly successful. He told me profit numbers that would make a lot of gym owners, like gross revenue numbers, like lifetime targets, look small. Like, he's very impressive. Yeah, they've earned that reputation after at least probably 15 years in that market of doing great things, taking care of people, et cetera, et cetera. And so I just don't think, if you're banking on your brand to do good stuff for you, stop, because it's not going to do jack shit until you really have that reputation locally of, this is the place where you go to solve X problem. This is the place you go if you want a place that is super high quality. Like you're not going to create that association. And I'm sorry, like if we've got future franchise partners that are listening to this, like you're not a McDonald's. Like Orange Theory is not a McDonald's. Like
Yeah.
Orange Theory still has to spend a fuck ton of money locally to get those leads and get people in. And really, I think it is like if I'm going to speak to the franchisee audience a little bit, I think it's up to those franchisees to create the reputation locally with their level of service, coaching, results, etc. Because you're not going to pick any franchise. You could pick an Orange Theory. You're not going to throw up an Orange Theory sign or an Alloy personal training sign and immediately get a ton of clients. It just doesn't work that way in this industry. So there's my hot take, fucking grumpy shit. How do I make this useful for people now?
I think that is useful. You brought it all home there and closed the loop for me using the R word and reputation. It's reputation over brand, and you don't get reputation by putting a sign up. You don't get your Google reviews by putting a sign up. You don't like what Mark has earned. By the way, Mark has earned the right. Connor has earned the right. James has earned the right to be whatever they want to be in their markets because they've established that reputation over each one of those guys. 12 to 15, I think, on the short end, years in business. It's not overnight. This is not 3 to 5 years. This is reputation, blood, sweat, tears, multi-location for all three of those. And there's more out there in the universe, obviously, but like that's reputation that has depth in their community. I would argue Orange Theory doesn't have depth, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're in the schools, they're in the community, they're showing up to the farmers markets, they're sponsoring the fucking 5K. Their kids go to school with your kids. They're so in depth in a reputation you don't get because you bring it.
Yeah. It's like my analogy, or it's not an analogy. That's the incorrect term. But it's like you spend so much time on your freaking logo, or thinking about a brand slogan and shit like that. Like it matters not. This is not the fucking answer to your brand problems. Like you can make a fuck ton of money with the shit. I'm gonna roast my good pal Connor Flayhype here. I think he's got one of the this is false. I'm extreme reaching. It's kind of like a shitty fucking brand. I don't like the brand. It's Flex with 2 X's, and it looks like either he had somebody do it for $10 because he paid a little bit extra on Fiverr, or that he slapped it into Microsoft Word. Like it is not a premium logo or a premium brand. Like it's Flex personal training, and yet he is wildly successful. Why? Because Connor, as much as anybody I know, is obsessed about the critical event, and to him and his business, and to all of you gym owners listening, the critical event is the experience that your clients are receiving in sessions. And so in doing that, probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of times really well at this point, certainly for hundreds of thousands of individual sessions with individual humans, like that's how the reputation is built. And does this mean like you have to go to your local high school game wearing your branded gym stuff, particularly if you don't train athletes? No, but it's a matter of depth of relationship within that local community and your positive reputation. Like negative goes the same way. Your reputation within that local community is going to drive your success infinitely more than any logo. And to speak to our franchise people, that absolutely applies to you, even if you are a part of a franchise brand, because we'll pick on Alloy. Your Alloy personal training does not have this incredible reputation locally in wherever you're opening up across the United States. I've sold a ton of locations and stuff, but it's not like people are going to know Alloy personal training. Now, they may be able to go search and see some history and build a little bit more trust because they can see, oh, there's more evidence here and they've got this history. They've been doing it a long time, but that's a very different. There's way less power behind that trust than, oh, my neighbor goes there and has had a great experience. Oh, I know 3 people from work that go there. I meet you guys at a local event because you're actually involved in the local community, and I get to tell, oh yeah, I've got a couple of girlfriends that go there and just say amazing things about you, and that's what gets you the opt-in, right? It's it's not the fucking logo. It's not the sign on the wall. It's how you are dealing with the humans in your local market. Jesus, if we could just focus on that, I feel like the industry would be in a lot better place.
Well said. Nailed it.
Is that it? Is that all? Is this like a quickie?
I think it's a quickie. I think it's a quickie. Yeah. I think it's a quickie. I think it's warranted. I think it's worth saying. Well, get back to focusing on the task at hand. When somebody run a split test with like the world's worst fucking logo ever and they just pour their soul into building a reputation,
We've already
shut.
seen that split test.
Yeah.
I've seen, dude, if we want to go stories and make this less short, it's like I had a client, this is, I think even before you, I had a client that had like a really cool brand. Like I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a cool website and stuff. And I'm sure they spent a bunch of money on it. This was like before we were doing it. And it was really, really cool. And they were all about, oh, like our brand this and our brand that. And we want people that understand like the brand and this, that, and the other. And, I had to have the whole company, like they're out of business, long story short. And they had a way cooler brand than Flex Personal Training that's at like freaking 8 however many locations and opening multiple locations a year and killing it. Why? Because the focus on the critical event and not on your freaking logo. The focus on doing the things you need to do to actually grow the business and not wishing and hoping and praying that your logo is going to be the thing to bring people in, right? It's like this combination of direct response marketing, being a part of the community and doing really, really, really great work at what you do.
Yeah.
Like that's what creates the reputation in the brand, not your logo or some cool sizzle video or any of that other bullshit that we might associate with brand.
You cannot buy your way to reputation and relationships, but your reputation and your relationships will contribute to your brand. And whether or not that's worth fuck all is effectively based on how much you dedicate towards your reputation and your relationships. Yeah. That's it. Focus on the right thing. Horse blinders.
I like it. All right. Well, that was a quickie. Hope y'all liked it. Since it's fast, like, subscribe so you don't miss what are hopefully useful thoughts and episodes on the fitness industry, ways to grow your gym, grow your business, ways that you, your team, your community, the people you serve, and not least of all, your bank account are going to feel absolutely awesome about. This has been an episode of the Gym Member Machine podcast. Love, hugs. See you in the next episode.
Love you. Bye.